Georgia, a really exciting honour for you to be named the female Golden Boot. I guess for you, what does that accolade mean?
Oh, honestly, I don't think it's really sunk in yet. We play a team sport, we play rugby league to chase championships, premierships, World Cups, not, individual accolades. But I just feel very humbled and honoured, when I think of the team that I represent in the Kiwi Ferns and the players that have been before and the future Ferns to come and the pillar of strength of my family behind me. Yeah, I just feel very proud as a young Kiwi girl to receive this on behalf of. Um, yeah, it's taken me back a little bit, but I'm just very thankful to be in the position that I'm in.
I guess you're in a short list of some good players, some of your teammates, Malay and Arpi, as well as Tamika Upton. I mean, just to be named in that final four alongside the caliber of players, that must have been an honour in itself.
Oh, absolutely. I think even just the list to begin with, when you look across the women's game across the world, it's just getting stronger and stronger. And I look across the nations and how competitive it is. So I think just to be listed firstly there, and then alongside, my sisters in Uppy and Malay, who I love taking the field with. And, I probably wouldn't have been in the position I am, without them and the opportunity we have to take the field together. And then, in Tamika, who's always such a fearless competitor, keeping us Kiwi girls for sure on our toes. Yeah, just such an honour and, a privilege to play alongside and against those girls.
You're the first forward to have won the Golden Boot within the female space. You must be happy to be championing the forward battle.
No, that is a nice sign. I have a bit of a soft spot now for the girls in the middle and the pack to do the bulk of the work. But yeah, I think just regardless, I think just to be a young Kiwi girl and flying the flag high, it just makes me proud to represent our small nation and do so well.
I want to take you back to that game, obviously, in Melbourne when you beat the Gillaroos, 7-year drought. You got so close in Townsville, and then there's been a number of battles ever since. I remember that 2017 World Cup was an absolute cracking game of footy, but you just fell short. The World Cup, probably a little bit disappointing, that grand final. But what did it mean to you, I guess, to lead that side and break such a drought?
Yeah, I was really fortunate when I came into the Kiwi Ferns scene. We had got a win over the Gillaroos in 2016. So I'd had a glimpse of what that feeling was like. And it did come with a 7-year drought, but I guess that made it so much sweeter, when we did get one up on them, in Melbourne. I think for us, it shows how relentless we are in terms of like turning up and always competing. And I guess it shows the caliber too of Australia to hold such dominance over a long period. And the Kiwi Ferns had been dominant, for a vast time before that. So I just feel very proud, to lead the girls, to be, I guess, a pivotal part of like the last decade of Kiwi Ferns to regain some of that success back. So yeah, it was an enjoyable moment.
What was what was the reaction like in New Zealand doing that? And then obviously the following week, the men beating Australia quite convincingly as well. Rugby leagues must be in such a great place at the moment in New Zealand.
Yeah, I think so. Like it was so nice to return home and to be back on home soil playing in front of a home crowd. And you could definitely see the passion in the stands. And probably more so, due to COVID and having rugby league removed from the country for a little wee while there. Like I think it's really pushed people to come out and get behind our game, whether like you've been a day one fan or, you just enjoy watching some rugby league. But I think that was the most pleasurable thing is that we got games at home and like we went away and we weren't playing in front of a home crowd. There was pieces and parts of like Kiwi jerseys spread across in Melbourne. But to do that away from home and then be able to bring something back is special. And then, and the counterparts and the men to follow suit. Yeah, I think it's just a really special time for New Zealand Rugby League, and it makes us really proud to represent our small home nation and be able to be so successful for everyone.
Obviously, the Pacific Championships will continue, but it's given you've got this nice young squad who are mixed with the experience as well, setting you up for that next World Cup, and I think it's 2026.
Yeah, it's nice to think it's actually in arm's reach. Like we thoroughly enjoyed our time heading over here to England, for the most recent World Cup, but it's definitely some unfinished business and we weren't happy with the way we finished things. Yes, in this recent Pacific Champions, we had the opportunity to kind of turn the tide, but big picture is World Cup. And we have faith in Rick, our coach, that has put some stellar people in good places, and it's so nice to welcome a wave of new Kiwi Ferns into our space that are going to, hopefully cement a jersey over the next few years to take us through to a World Cup, and hopefully we can all be successful together.
I mean, for you, haven't won a grand final as such, and obviously a World Cup, you're still chasing that as well, which no doubt will be the next goal. But this accolade for you, where does it stack up in your list of personal achievements?
Oh, it's right up there. But I think, off the back of that, it gives me like so much motivation, and it ignites the fire. I feel like I get to be 18 again, to think what's next in my chapter and in my career. And I'm so excited to return home to the Titans, and we have some unfinished business there, which we're excited to build upon. And, again, in the international space, to be back with my home nation and the Kiwi Ferns. I think there's just exciting times ahead, and as touched on before, the game's in a great place, and it's so rewarding that we, the era of players that we're in, like we're adding to that, and we can leave it in a better place that we found it, that we are caretakers, but we can leave a legacy and, make some milestones. So I look forward to doing that in both the Titans and the Kiwi Ferns spaces.
And you kind of touched on the club form, Georgia, but I guess you made history within the Titans as well. Must be pretty cool being the first Golden Boot winner. For you, how does that make you feel in a sense that you're obviously the skipper of the side, and I guess, creating a little bit of a legacy here at club level as well?
Yeah, I just think everything falls back on like nothing's possible without the people around you. So, when I cast back on the year that's been, and I was fortunate to start here at the Rhinos to tee up, a good season, and then like with an excited return home to the Gold Coast, to be working under Murph, and alongside some amazing girls that, like we have such enjoyment of playing alongside, and then, knowing there was Kiwi Ferns fixtures at the end of the year. I'm just really thankful for the circles I move in and the teams that I get to represent, and, no accolade, big or small, is ever not to be achieved, without those people behind you. So I'm just very fortunate for the support networks and the spaces I move in.